Access Sacramento presents Hometown Sports Game of the Week. This program is funded in part by a grant from the Sacramento Metropolitan Cable Television Commission. Access Sacramento also thanks Sharif Jewelers, fine jewelers since 1932. Sharif Jewelers, a longtime sponsor of community television.
The holiday season is over, and we've flipped the calendar, and what a great way to start the new year. Here in 2018, Access Sacramento has the table set for you for an outstanding girls-boys high school basketball doubleheader tonight from Golden One Center. Good evening, welcome to Kings Court here at Golden One Center in Sacramento. Along with Lauren Goodman, I'm Will James, and we're very happy to be bringing tonight's double feature to you. Davis High girls taking on the St. Francis Troubadours. The nightcap will be Davis boys against Jesuit. But first off, Lauren Goodman, an ongoing rivalry is continuing to build momentum between these two outfits. And certainly you're well acquainted with both coaches, Victor Pitton of St. Francis, Heather Highshoe of Davis, and we're circling the wagons. We expect quite a fracas tonight.
It's going to be a major matchup tonight. This Delta League battle, two top dogs going at it against each other. Can't wait to see what they have in store.
Well, both of these squads are going to have to rely heavily on impact players to carry the load tonight on a neutral court. And starting off with fourth-year head coach Heather Highshoe of the Davis Lady Blue Devils. She'll lean on her impact players very hard on the road, but on a neutral court tonight. And the Blue Devils' big three are going to have to produce big tonight, Lauren.
Well, you see, Will, Davis's big three, Foster, Oliva, and Agnew, they're going to have to bring the power punch, shooting the ball from three, finding ways to get in those gaps, getting to the basket.
Well, this talented trio of guards is about as good as any in the area. And they'll be countered by Victor Pitton's impact players. And that would be the Troubadours' tough trio. They'll have to play up tonight. They're the home team, but again, on a neutral court.
Those tough Troubadours, Lauren Paint, Bagalotis, and Nichols, they're going to have to go at it tonight, getting in the rim, finding a different way to find those inside pieces because they definitely have the height advantage around the basket.
And it should be noted that St. Francis will be playing somewhat shorthanded tonight. One of their top performers sidelined, and certainly that'll be a notable loss for Victor Pitton.
That's going to be a big-time loss. She can score around the basket, inside, definitely have the 6-foot presence, and then as well she can knock down some threes, so I know Victor's worried about that.
Jackie Korowitz will be sorely missed tonight, coming off an injury, and her status is just about on a game-to-game basis. Well, we have the table set. We're here at the Golden One Center for the first of two here as Access Sacramento presents the Hometown Sports Game of the Week. Davis Lady Blue Devils versus the St. Francis Troubadours. We'll check in with our colleague Rick Stewart momentarily. Meantime, stay with us. We'll be right back.
Maria, so how's work?
It was fourth period biology. Our students just weren't getting how easily viruses spread. So Miss Bell and I had them role play a zombie virus outbreak. By the time they had all learned the lesson, all the living were dead. Hey, how's your job going?
That big sales meeting I planned? Next year, I might get to go.
Cool.
So, I'm kind of new here, but I've noticed a trend. My human does this funny thing where she goes around and gets all my toys.
and then she hides them in that basket by the door. But it's always the same basket, and it's always in the same place. And then she acts so surprised when I find them, but, she's putting them in the same basket again. It's like, hello, that's where you put it last time. You were the worst at hide and go seek.
Intro the
We're here. Welcome back to the Golden One Center. Let's stand by for our national anthem. Rendition of our national anthem by the St. Francis A Cappella Club, Blue Skirts. Let's turn our attention to Rick Stewart.
All right, thanks, guys. In the last meetings for these two teams, last year at this time, it was at Davis, and now in the last meeting, St. Francis took the victory 76-67. That was at Davis, like I said. Julia Rosso had 20 points, and she led 3 Troubies in double figures for the game. That was it. They sparked a wire-to-wire victory in that game. Now let's look at the last outings for both these two teams. Now, the last outings for both teams, Davis took Elk Grove 68-31. That's the correct score there. You're looking at 71-48. Elk Grove took down. And St. Francis took care of Pleasant Grove 72-53. In both games were really kind of out of hand early. And as we look back to the court, we still got a couple of moments. Let's take a look at the coaching counterparts for these two teams. First for Davis, Heather Highshoe in her 4th year. Her career record 66-35. She was 27-4 in her first year on the job, and that was also a 2014-15 Delta League title year for Davis. Now, for St. Francis, the Troubadours, his career record is 313-147. Check it, that's 321-147. He's got 6 league titles, 3 section titles, and 1 NorCal crown. Will, Lauren, it's going to be a good game. Back to you guys.
Okay, let's meet our starting lineups. Thank you, Rick Stewart. First of all, for Heather Highshoe and the Davis Lady Blue Devils, they're coming in with a 6-7 mark, but a 1-0 record, having won their Delta League opener on Wednesday. They'll open with a dynamic trio of guards, Forrester, Oliva, and Agnew, about as good a trio as you'll find around the area. And there you saw momentarily, in the blink of an eye, the remainder of their lineup. And for St. Francis, Austin Bagatellos and Pank, they have their guard trio, but tougher in the post, more size with Nicholas and Logan Kelly. Our officials in tonight's ball game, a trio of veteran officials, led by, there you see her right there, the vet Andrea Barber. And we are underway with the jump ball. She's working with Sarah Heisey and Mercedes Dobson. Troubadours with first possession throw the ball away. Early turnover against St. Francis.
Davis came out there in a scramble looking like they wanted to mix it up on the defensive end, forced a quick turnover. Hopefully that'll be to their advantage.
So far, no full court pressure applied by the Troubadours, one of their common characteristics.
Now if you look here, the Troubadours are in this man-to-man defense, switching on all.
Tough luck on the miss on the drive taken by Alex Agnew.
Pushing in transition.
A layup and a foul and a possible and one on the bucket knocked in by Logan Kelly.
Here they go, pushing in transition. Kelly just running the lane, doing what the Troubadours want to do, get out in transition, get those and one baskets.
Free throw also good, so a quick 3-0 lead for the Troubadours on the three-point play, and Davis throws the ball away. A high lob from Agnew, well over everyone's head, each club with a turnover early on.
And Agnew's another one of those returning guards, so Heather's going to be wanting her to settle down here and get it under control.
Here's Pank, number 5, on the point for St. Francis, setting the offense, working with Bagatellos, number 4. Into the post, and a left-handed flip shot canned by Megan Austin. 5-0 Troubadours. Deep J on the way. A long miss taken by Oliva, and a whistle and a foul.
And here you go again, the Troubadours with that rotation, finding the gap, and then getting an easy layup here.
Little frustration foul committed by Gabrielle Arendt. 2 team fouls on Davis already, and they're down 5, but the Troubadours throw the ball away on that feed from Pank.
And you see here, Will, I think, is playing in the big lights. Couple quick turnovers here, so hopefully these teams can settle down quickly so they can put some points on the board.
Early game jitters up the floor. Kelsey Forrester, a 4-year varsity performer. Here's the cutter, bank shot, beautifully dropped by Agnew.
Agnew with the great finish.
Outside Jay on the way, a long miss taken by Bagatellos, but the Troubadours rebound and reset.
Troubadours doing what they normally do, moving the ball around in rotation. Davis here has switched to a 3-2 zone.
Quick hands shown there by Agnew, number 3 on that tap away, but the Troubadours were able to recover.
And you hear, Will, with that 3-2 zone, you got more coverage on the wings to guard those three-point shooters. St. Francis is trying to combat with the cutters.
Shot and a miss, rebound by Scouten, and the Blue Devils are up the floor, trailing 5-2. Just underway here at Golden One Center. Within the first 2 minutes of play, nice to have you with us for the Hometown Sports Game of the Week. Davis versus St. Francis in this opener. Forrester on the point, defended out there by Austin. She fires away to beat the shot clock. Air ball short, shot clock violation.
Here we go. Agnew with the drive. Good pass.
Nice finish under pressure. So a 5-2 St. Francis lead after the opening couple of minutes here at Golden One Center. Both clubs with 1-0 league marks in Delta play. Open daylight shooting, a miss taken from the corner by Pank, 1 and done. And the Blue Devils up the floor trying to chip away at a 3-point deficit.
With the strong drive. Just falling short. Troubadours in transition.
Oliva with the miss. St. Francis transition is cashed in sweetly by Nicholas. 7-2 Troubies. Up
Another
court
turnover
pass.
for Davis. Here's Nicholas coming down. Just full head of steam in transition. Best way to warm up is get a layup under your belt.
7-2 St. Francis on top. They came in to play with a 5-6 mark. Also 1-0 in league. Straight away, a miss taken by Pank. Defensive board gathered in by Alex Agnew.
Forrester getting the offense going here. That's a 4-year vet. She definitely can put some numbers on the board, so hopefully we'll see her get a bucket in right here. And there she goes.
Down. Well, Kelsey Forrester with a badly needed 3-ball pulls the Blue Devils within 2. 7-5 Troubadours as we near midway first in a rapidly played opening quarter so far.
And here again, you see Davis in that 3-2 zone, just trying to protect the shooters so that they don't get wide open looks.
Nicholas fouled as she splits 2 defenders.
And here she goes again. Once she touched the ball, she definitely can create and get some opportunities, so knocks it down easily. Don't give her daylight.
Into the ball game for St. Francis, freshman guard Sanaya Williams. And that was 2 fouls now on Scouten. Long shot missed from the outside, 1 and done as Scouten boards it.
Well, Pitton bringing in some spark with Williams. Williams had a big-time game, 17 last outing, so hopefully she can get up again. Here's Agnew.
Well,
with the 2.
We talked about the triangulated firepower with these 3 dynamite guards.
And they definitely have firepower, Will.
8-7, that was a go-ahead 3-ball, and bad ball handling in the corner as the Troubadours turn it over. The bobble by Kitgus.
Here's Christina Oliva coming off that pick. Just too much space, too much range.
When I asked St. Francis head coach Victor Pitton about Davis, he immediately said they had 3 at the top guards in the area, and so far we're seeing that. They have all the Davis points right now.
A lot of confidence in those 3. You can definitely see Coach Haishu is giving them the green light. Here's another 3. Knocks it down.
Christina Oliva back-to-back threes, and suddenly an 11-7 Davis lead after they trailed 7-2.
Troubadours just taking their time on offense. Matches it with a 3.
Take that, Kitgus with a 3 to pull St. Francis within 11-10.
And now you see a little rhythm here, Will. Green light for everybody.
Forrester a miss, nice offensive rebound, but a tie-up, and St. Francis comes away with it. Call it a steal.
And you're going to see that all night. You're going to see physical plays. There's another one.
A block called on Agnew, her first, Davis's 4th team foul.
You're going to see a lot of those physical plays, Will. This is a league battle. Both teams understand the importance of this matchup, whether we're at Golden One or not. They understand the importance of a win tonight.
In for St. Francis, Allie Gage, 21, and Mia Fleming-Mullins, 24. Timeout taken. It's a full timeout. And we'll just keep it right here with 2:34 left in the quarter. Let's spin the replay dial.
And here we go with Oliva again. That's that space that we're talking about, and she just has range for days. And the Troubadours coming in back with the match.
Kite gets with a 3-ball for St. Francis. A good crowd having come in just prior to opening lineups. Good band provided by St. Francis, and it just adds to this festive atmosphere here at Golden One Center.
Absolutely. You can definitely see the blue and the red in here. Part of the Red Sea, so everybody's ready to battle.
So far, Davis has 3 threes. St. Francis has 1. And we've got an 11-10 Blue Devil lead here with 2.5 to go, late first. Sanaya Williams, the freshman on the point. They go to high post, and as you mentioned, Lauren, good ball movement.
Troubadours are just going to be patient. They're not trying to rush too much.
A miss by Williams,
opportunity.
And a block.
Now those second chances are killing them, Will. They've gotten 3 fouls on every second chance put back. So they're going to have to box out on the Davis end, making sure the Troubadours don't get those second chance points.
Shea Hawks off the Davis bench picks up the foul. It's a 2-shot opportunity for Gabby Lopez, number 1 on the way, and nothing but net.
Definitely one of the Troubadours' strong suits. So you definitely want to keep them off that line because they can stay there all night.
High arcing free throw, stumbles home a pair, and it's a go-ahead sequence. 12-10, St. Francis, a little bit more seesaw.
Here we go, Agnew with the strong drive. Finding Forrester. Forrester has a definitely deep range in there, so
Most of their scoring's been from the perimeter. Oliva, a miss. Flat foot rebound, gathered in. Here come the Troubadours after the grab by Kitgus. On the run, Williams a miss. And rebounds it. Nicely done by the freshman. Return jumper, air ball long, out of bounds.
That one definitely wasn't a success, but that was a second chance opportunity. So hopefully those Davis Blue Devils can box out, protect the boards.
Both clubs with 4 turnovers here late in the first with a minute and a half to go. 12-11, Troubadours by 1 with 2 lead changes so far. Poor pass inside, bad entry that time by Agnew. Turnover number 5.
And Coach Victor Pitton here looking at his Troubadours. Hopefully they can get some execution and taking their time. And on the other end, you got Heather with a lot of energy, wanting her team to take care of the ball. So it's going to be important for those Devils to stay out of the foul trouble.
Well, Sanaya Williams is playing like anything but a freshman. That was a tough angle bank shot. And it puts the Troubs up 14-11, but a foul down on the Davis end, or just simply an out-of-bounds play. Trouble on the inbound. Forrester, a high pass that goes to Agnew. Ball fake, layup blocked. She saves it, but it goes to the Troubadours. Kitgus, 1-on-2. Down.
Troubadours finding a way to get to the basket. It's being efficient for them, finishing around the rim, getting some points on the board.
Less than a minute to go here in the first. 16-11 Troubadours. A 6-0 burst after they trailed 11-10.
And you'll see the Troubadours here in this man-to-man defense where they're guarding mano-a-mano.
Oh, Oliva.
But Oliva's too much offense for the defensive presence.
35 seconds to go. Oliva with 8 of their points so far. Stripped away and stolen by Forrester. Williams after her. Layup down. 20 seconds to go as the Blue Devils pull within 1 at 16-15 Troubadours. Left open, daylight shooting in and out from 3-ball range. Nice offensive board, put back, missed wildly. And a third try. A block on the jump shot, and we have played 1 at the Golden One Center, and so far we're off to the hot start we thought we'd have. St. Francis 16, Davis 15. We'll be right back. Don't wander off.
Here's to the things that can keep us safe. Those we use all the time with hardly a thought. Those that are silently standing by to save our lives. And now, those that we carry with us everywhere we go. Many mobile devices will now bring you wireless emergency alerts. Real-time information directly from local sources you know and trust. With the unique sound and vibration, you'll be in the know, wherever you are.
Well, we're back to action and open second half play here at Golden One Center, along with Lauren Goodman. I'm Will James, and 2 Delta League rivals off to a fierce start. 16-15, St. Francis leading Davis.
And well, this is leading to everything a Delta League battle should. 2 teams playing 1 point down deficit in the first quarter. So here go the Troubadours in fast pace.
Transition basket by Nicholas. 18-15, and another Davis turnover.
And here's Nicholas pushing in transition, doing what she's good at, getting to the rim. Good little fake there. Way to finish that around the basket.
In that first quarter, 9 of the Troubadours' 16 points came off the bench. Open daylight shooting, a miss by Pank, 1 and done. Forrester up the floor, the 4-year varsity player, pushes ahead. Baseline J, air ball long. Good hustle by Oliva, but out of bounds off the Davis guard.
Davis making a few little mistakes here. Hopefully those mistakes won't come back and haunt them because they're playing physical. So they need to minimize those mistakes.
7 turnovers for the Blue Devils so far, 5 against the Troubadours. It's looking like the early game jitters are wearing off. Corner Jade drained beautifully that time again. That time Bagatellis with a 3-ball, her first points. But it's now a 21-15 cushion. Jump shot missed by Forrester, but they salvage on the rundown. Here's the cutter, Oliva down.
That was a great pass by Forrester, just finding her player, and that's the part of being the big three. You guys just know where you guys are at.
21-17 and a high post tie-up. Good scrap there by Arndt of Davis to force that, but the Troubadours have the possession arrow in their direction to avoid a turnover.
And here's Forrester again, just having her head on the swivel, finding the lever with the backdoor cut. Great finish.
Troubadours on top, 21-17. Outside gunning continues for St. Francis, but another Troubadours miss. Forrester boards it.
Troubadours just getting too many wide open looks. Davis is going to have to defend that a little bit better before those shots start falling down, because the Troubadours can warm up around here and they can knock down 3 balls all night long.
Forrester down.
And there she goes again, number 1. Forrester willing to knock those down, and that's NBA range, Will, so she's not scared to shoot it.
21-20, Troubadours by 1. A miss on the drive, but it's going to be a foul against Agnew, her second.
And definitely the tone is set here. Davis is willing to run and gun, wants to play a little bit faster. Troubadour's taking a little slower pace to the approach, definitely trying to get to the basket, use the free throw line a lot more.
First of 2, short.
And here you go again, see the Troubadours, they're just trying to get contact. Just trying to get contact, get an opportunity to get to the basket, and do what they love to do, that's shoot free throws.
Sandy McLaughlin into the ball game for Davis, replacing Arendt.
Now Davis is taking a height adjustment here, going a little bit smaller, so we may see some adjustments.
0 for 2 on the free throws, and the tie-up is going to be a Davis possession on the alternating possession.
Early. Don't force it. Just swing it. Go, count. And you're seeing here execution by the Davis Blue Devils, trying to run some man-to-man matches because Troubadours are standing in that man-to-man defense. That shows you a lot of confidence in Coach Pitten's defense. He's showing that he has a lot of confidence in his players, and it's actually giving Davis a little bit of difficulty.
Forrester missing from deep range as the shot clock was winding down. Forrester with the interception, tapped out of bounds. It'll go to Davis on the 7th turnover by the Troubadours.
That's just great hustle. She has those intangibles. That's why she's a top player. She has those hustle plays inside of her, so she got that great steal there.
Oliva fakes the pass to the cutting Forrester. Split the D and fire on the run, a miss. Long rebound to the sideline, and they're going to give the basketball to Davis despite the protest of Victor Pitten.
That was a strike one. That was a tight one on the shot. And Coach Pitten here, he's very animated, so I know he isn't happy about that one, but he wants him to pick up the intensity.
The author of 321 victories in his career, debating the point to no avail. 4:55 as we near midway second. Anybody's game. Air ball. Davis has shown a lack of continuity since McLaughlin entered the contest due to foul trouble on Arndt.
And those are just those adjustments, Will. Coach is going into her repertoire, going into her rotations, and then you got to make an adjustment. All players have an opportunity to play, so we got to make an adjustment here.
Gabby Lopez back on for the Troubadours, replacing Megan Austin.
Both sides making some key adjustments.
Back to the basket. There's that post play we spoke of. A miss, however, taken there by Kitgus.
Olivia in transition.
Oliva shoots an air ball. Looked like she may have been fouled on the arm, but it starts Troubadours transition. They play catch, feed the post.
Find a wide open shooter.
No good on the long try by Bagatellos. And here come the Blue Devils, trailing 21-20 as we reach midway second. Oliva with a good height advantage on that matchup. Here's Forrester on the drive. Tough luck on the missed layup.
You definitely see a little fatigue in both players, playing a little sloppy. The big court is definitely bothering them, so hopefully they can make some adjustments here in this last three. Settle down. Good pass.
Nicholas has her shot blocked, but gets it back and sticks it in.
And that's that second chance effort. Troubadours have been showing second chance effort, crashing the boards. That's relentlessness, so they're going after it really, really aggressive.
3:20 to go, flip side of quarter number 2. Nice to have you with us here for the Hometown Sports Game of the Week. And here's a steal taken away with quick hands by Pank. 9 turnovers against the Blue Devils, 7 against the Troubadours. Open daylight shooting. Back in off the left angle. Bagatellos has her second 3, and that one may have been a touch of luck. 26-20. St. Francis by half a dozen. Deep J missed by Oliva. Nice offensive board by Agnew. Her shot blocked out of bounds. It'll go to Davis.
And that's that. Here we go, Bagatellis. That's those wide open shots I was talking about earlier. Wide open, and the bank is still open on this side of the world, so got in.
Okay, substitution. Oliva out. Checking in for her first appearance. Shay Hawks, 13. Foul line, Jay. A miss there by Beal. Her
Troubadours in transition.
Travel and a turnover. Kitgus a little too quick. Turnover number 8 for St. Francis. Troubadours are on top, 26-20. They've led most of this first half with just a couple of Davis leads, but no one able to really pull away by much more than the 6-point lead St. Francis now enjoys.
And it's never comfortable, Will, in this Delta League battles. It definitely is up and down, so I think Davis is feeling still comfortable. Just need to clean it up here.
Forrester down on a tough chance.
Forrester having her will.
Corner jump shot missed by quite a bit on that shot taken by Kitgus. Davis has numbers, 2 and 1, taking it strong, a kick out, and Agnew with the bucket. 26-24, things tightening up again.
And of course, it's right there for Davis, not worried at all. And they're just going to keep chipping away. That's the best part about these Delta League matchups is you can always have an opportunity to shine. There's another big-time 3 knocked down for Davis.
Kitgus again with a 3. A 30-second timeout taken by Davis. Let's spin the replay dial.
And here you go, Forrester. She's just showing that veteran leadership. She can get on the rim and get into the basket. And then here you go again in transition. Got the big man pushing, finding Agnew in transition. Way to put it down. But again, those wide open shots, those wide open threes are going to be crucial to their success.
The Davis perimeter defense is just not closing ground.
And here we go. We got the Troubadour fans and the Mortador fans all mixed up together, looking good in that red.
A minute and a half to go.
And then the other side, here we go. Look at Davis's fans showing a lot of energy. That drive from Davis. Glad to see the support.
They believe in their team. Well, the last 3 ball for St. Francis boosts the Troubadours lead 29-24. Both clubs now each having 4 threes. Reach-in foul called against St. Francis. It'll go against Jory Kitgus.
Coach Pitton is not happy about those hand checks, but I know Ms. Barber's not going to be allowing any hand checks or any rough play around here, so you got to keep those hands off.
First foul on Kitgus. First foul on St. Francis. They've done a beautiful job of staying out of foul trouble.
And that commends to their great defense. Again, playing man-to-man, matched up. It's one-on-one, so it's very easy to foul. So that's showing tremendous effort on their end and how they want to play defense.
Oliva drives, has it tapped away, but it's going to be a reach foul, probably on Sarita Williams. We'll wait and see for the actual call. It is Sanaya Williams, her first. Forrester lobbed to the high post, over the back foul called against Gabby Lopez.
And here you see one of Davis's sets. You can obviously see they're trying to post Oliva up. She has the mismatch. So hopefully she can finish some buckets around the rim. She's knocked down a few threes, but she needs to finish a bucket around the rim. And here's St. Francis with a major sub.
Wow, a breakdown on defense, and Oliva has an easy bucket. 29-26. And a St. Francis turnover, the Troubs' ninth. Davis forcing the issue with 40 seconds to go in the half.
And they got the person they want to have the ball right now.
Evidently a foul called on a reach around by Oliva. First foul on Christina Oliva.
Here we go.
So with time winding down, 33 seconds to be exact, Troubadours are going to try to get one more good look, but a good hands tap away by Forrester.
Troubadours playing a little bit stronger. Davis trying to come out a little aggressive, play a little bit harder in this last 25. This is a statement right here. Who's going to either get a bucket or get a defensive stop?
Inbound. And a tie-up on the floor, a held ball as Kelly was surrounded.
And that's going to stay Troubadours' ball. But there again, you see those tie-up plays, and that's just knowing each other, playing each other for a lot in Delta play.
Baseline inbound, nothing inside, so they lob outside.
Troubadours being patient.
15 seconds. Victor Pitton calling a play from the sideline. Here's a tap away, taken on the run. Beal.
Oliva
Give
wide
it to
open
Oliva.
lane.
No good. Missed the putback. Oliva again knocked down, and a foul on Nicholas.
And those are those physical plays, aggressive plays that we were talking about. Davis and St. Francis know each other really well, played each other a lot throughout the season. So they're going to have those physical plays that they go up and down. Here's a 30-second timeout.
It comes with just 0.6 left on the clock.
Definitely, Heather's trying to draw up something right here to get in great execution. Of course, Pitton is talking about getting a defensive stop right now. He only has 0.6. It's important that his team takes care of the ball and don't make any unnecessary fouls right now.
Well, we mentioned that both clubs won their league opener on Wednesday. And that bottom half from Grant on down, trailing the upper half after one game. So Davis to inbound, far corner, Agnew to do the inbounding, a lob, Oliva, and there is a buzzer ending the first half of play. Now don't wander off, Rick Stewart will be interviewing our respective head coaches at the break here. And we have the tight one we thought we would. St. Francis at the half on top 29-26. And it could be said, Lauren Goodman, that the difference in the ball game right now is at the foul line, where Davis has yet to make an appearance, while St. Francis has knocked down 3 out of 5. That's their lead.
Yeah, we spoke about that earlier, Will, about how St. Francis is getting second chance opportunities, finishing around the basket, and those second chance opportunities are getting them free throw line opportunities.
Let's join Rick Stewart.
All right, 29-26. There's the score. St. Francis in the lead. Coach Haishu, first half impressions.
I just felt like we were settling a little bit too much, and we needed to pick up the defensive intensity more. We switched up our defense a little bit. We were able to get in the passing lanes more to create a little bit of commotion for them offensively. So we were settling, I think, too much offensively for us, so we needed to get back into our offensive rhythm.
Your big three doing what you want them to at this point?
You know, they're keeping their composure. I felt like they were settling a little bit too much, so we're trying to attack more, draw more fouls.
Okay, drive to the basket.
Yeah.
All right, good luck in the second half, Coach. All right, 29-26 is the halftime score. We'll be right back after this break.
So how was work?
It was 1,300 hours. My math class from 302 was in the trenches. Davy Roth had it the worst. Fractions were coming at him left and right. He just didn't get the damn things. 2 days ago, I tried to teach him what 1/4 and 1/2 was using different sizes of blocks. Yesterday, I tried again by dividing up pizza. Both missions failed. But today, I was ready. I created a combat math game where the only way to beat the enemy is to out-fraction them. Davy conquered every last denominator. My game was so successful, the principal is deploying it to math squadrons all over the school. Anywho, how was your day?
Oh, today my boss treated the office to salad wraps.
Salad wraps.
Open road, here comes the Heffley family.
Whether it's a short trip or a long haul.
Estimated time, 47 hours.
They will beg.
You're hungry? I'm happy to provide.
They will plead.
Deep fried butter on a stick.
But whatever you do, don't wimp out.
Now you're talking.
Make them buckle up.
He can't hurt.
Remember, safety first. Cheese curls, second.
Are you orange?
Sure, I look cute now, but when my owner lost his job, it was rough. I was living on the street, and one night, me and this Cocker Spaniel got into it so bad, I wound up looking like an ice cream cone. I cried a little bit, but thankfully I got rescued, so I'm running, I'm jumping, all back to my old self, and I'm ready to give unconditional love, even if you put a lampshade on my head.
It's halftime on the Court of Dreams here at Golden 1. 29-26, the St. Francis three-point lead. I'm here with St. Francis Athletic Director Mark McGreevy. Mark, tremendous opportunity for the students, the school to be here on Court of Dreams.
Oh yeah, that's the idea, is to create some memories for our students, whether they're the athletes playing on the court or the dancers at halftime or the singers at the anthem, the band in the stands, and the idea is to create a fun atmosphere for our students, make some memories, and it's a great venue to do that.
Now, we were talking earlier, this game tonight with Davis has actually been in the works for a couple years.
Yeah, about 2 years ago we did the same at Sleep Train, at the old Sleep Train Arena. Had great success, set a record there for non-playoff high school attendance for basketball, and we look on track to be doing that again tonight in the new building here at Golden 1, so we're really excited. It's a great partnership. They're great Delta League rivals. We like partnering with our brother school at Jesuit for this, and it's a lot of fun for everybody involved.
How did you first get involved with trying to set this up?
Well, like I said, about 2-3 years ago, I worked with Jeff Lawrenson and Greg Harkos at Jesuit, and we had the concept, the idea, and we worked with the Kings, and they have a program, and kind of negotiated the details and made it happen. And last year we wanted to do it again. We just couldn't get a date that worked with the Kings and the three schools. between all of our schedules, but we're able to do it this year, and we hope to do it every year because, again, the students enjoy it so much.
So the bottom line is the main tenant here didn't want to give up their dates.
Yeah, well, there are 4 entities to deal with, and the NBA is one of them, which we understand. But it's worth the effort to, find the dates and get the folks here because, again, at the end of the day, you're creating memories for the kids, and that's a lot of fun.
Are you going to try and set this up again next year if you can?
Yes, very much so, yeah.
Outstanding opportunity. Mark, thanks for spending some time with
being here.
St. Francis Athletic Director Mark McGreevy. It's halftime. It's 29-26. St. Francis in the lead. We'll be right back after this.
I'm Ferdinand. You look at me and think big. You think scary, but I'm a little misunderstood. Sorry, I almost killed you. You've all been misunderstood. You're not a fighter.
I don't understand that at all.
Kids with learning and attention issues like dyslexia and ADHD are misunderstood too. Take the time to understand.
Best plan ever!
With the right support, everyone can reach their full potential because you can't judge a bull by his cover. Learn more at understood.org.
They call me Prince like I'm royalty or something. But the places I've lived ain't no palaces. So I don't need grilled salmon or a new scratching post. Just give me a cardboard box and a can of tuna and we're good. You can even change my name. I'm cool being the kitty formerly known as Prince.
Look at you. You're at the top of your game. You're unstoppable. Nothing can throw you off track. Wait, is that your car? Uh-oh. Yeah, I saw that coming. That will throw you off track. You're looking at around 10 grand in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates. Let's try this again. Smart move. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
It's halftime, 29-26, St. Francis in the lead, and it's always a pleasure to have the St. Francis Assistant Athletic Director, Sports Information Director, Steve Schaff with me. Steve, tremendous evening.
It's a great night. Anytime you get to play in the world's greatest arena, we're happy to be here against a rival like Davis, and a lot of fans here for St. Francis and Jesuit.
Tremendous outpouring of fans here. Much better than we had last year at the Court of Dreams, and it's just a tremendous idea.
I think a chance to play here in this arena is huge, and a lot of people haven't been here. If they haven't been to a Kings game, this is an opportunity for them to come out and support their local high school teams, whether they're from Davis or St. Francis. So it's a fun night. We've got a competitive game, 2 league rivals. This is an important league game for both of them.
Outstanding. Steve, I wish we had more time to talk about all you do with St. Francis and how all that works to the benefit of the Troubies. But thanks for spending some time with me.
All right. Thanks for having me.
All righty. It's halftime. We're going to take a quick break before we come back to second half action. 29-26 is the score. St. Francis in the lead over Davis. We'll be right back.
They call me Prince like I'm royalty or something. But the places I've lived ain't no palaces. So I don't need grilled salmon or a new scratching post. Just give me a cardboard box and a can of tuna and we're good. You can even change my name. I'm cool being the kitty formerly known as Prince.
As we're just about ready to begin second half play, it's a pleasure to have you with us this evening for the Hometown Sports Game of the Week with Lauren Goodman. I'm Will James, and it's Davis inbounding here to open the third quarter. They trail St. Francis 29-26 in a highly spirited, very intense game.
And that was a very intense first half, Will. Davis is going to have to get it together here.
Oliva a miss after the Agnew miss. 2 and out. A save along the far sideline. Whistle and a foul called by Andrea Barber.
And that was more of just a hustle foul. Everybody going after the ball, working hard, trying to tip and save it in. So great hustle by both teams.
Second foul on Gabrielle Arndt of Davis.
And now we're here to see here Davis has made a defensive change, make some adjustments, and there's a turnover by the Troubadours.
Let's join Rick Stewart. He's got something for us.
All righty, thanks, guys. Talked to Victor Pitton, and he said they were just going to have to continue to play good defense, good solid defense, rebound the ball well, and he thinks that they did a fairly good job on the Davis big three, the trio of theirs. They just need to clamp down a little bit more in the second half, and they'll be fine. He didn't seem to have any problem with it at all with what was going on. Back to you guys.
Okay, Rick, thank you very much. The Davis big three accounted for all 26 Davis points in that first half. One and done on the miss by Oliva, who after a hot start has missed several in a row.
Here's the Troubadours in transition. Miss bucket.
Austin with the missed. Agnew to Arndt. And now Forrester. A big first half for her, 10 points. Oliva with a dozen.
Forrester just being patient, taking her time, getting what she wants, finding that go-to player. Just came up short.
A miss by Oliva at point-blank range, and she's highly upset at herself.
Troubadours find the basket under the rim. Great finish.
Austin with the bucket. So on one end, Davis misses their chippy, and on the other, a conversion by St. Francis.
Troubadours still trying to push in transition, finding those opportunities. Here goes Oliva with the rip to the basket. Agnew with the second opportunity.
They let that first bump go, but not the second. Andrea Barber spotted a foul, could be on Kelly. It is.
I want to say this is the first time Davis is getting to the free throw line. So this is a definitely change that Heather was talking about at halftime. Want to finding more opportunities to get to the free throw line. And they're doing a great job of starting out in the first few minutes of the quarter.
She was probably quite disappointed in looking at the stat sheet, seeing that they hadn't been to the line in the entire first half. 1 out of 2 from Agnew. And here's a turnover. Transition left to right. Here come the Blue Devils. Agnew to the trailer. Oliva, foul line jumper.
Second chance opportunity by Davis, but here's Oliva again.
Well, she has the green light, evidently, from all areas of the court. She has accounted for 12 points on 5 baskets, but I'd have to say she's had at least 10 misses.
That's that green light. When you have the green light, it's just getting the opportunity to warm up. Some days those are 20, 30-point nights, and some days are less.
31-26, and an open lane taken beautifully that time on the drive and bucket by Nicholas.
And that's Marley Nicholas just taking her time. I think she wants to find opportunities around the rim. That's where her strong suit is, so she's getting around those Davis defenders and getting to the basket.
Turnover number 10 for Davis on that last trip down the floor.
You can tell Coach Pitton and the Troubadours have been here because they're trying to get to the basket. They're not taking ill-advised shots. Being patient on the offensive end. Here she goes again, getting to the basket, just falling short, but doing what she wants to do at the end result.
Nicholas, the drive and miss. Here's Forrester up the floor. The Davis captain and 4-year varsity standout. Oliva drive, a layup, down.
Oliva keeps finding her way to get around that basket. She definitely has that height advantage. Those long arms is getting those shots up over the rim, and they're going down for her.
14 points for Oliva, and it pulls Davis within 33-29. Whistle and a foul against Davis, spotted by Andrea Barber. Wow, Oliva in utter disbelief, holding hands on hips, trying to walk it off. second foul on Christina Oliva.
Hopefully Oliva walks away from that because that's not a battle she wants to get into. Here's a replay here. She just going ahead, looks. Too much space, goes to the basket. And that's just confidence. When you have that green light, you got to go all the way.
Sanaya Williams into the ball game, has it poked away, salvages, sends it to Kelly. Williams, short on the run, rebound Agnew. Also into the ball game, Gage and Kitgus for St. Francis.
Agnew pushing it in transition, finding her daylight, and getting to the rim.
Well, she snuck between two defenders, just not quite enough zip on that left-handed flip, but she does get to the stripe where she was just a short time ago, where she connected on 1 out of 2.
She definitely wants to find ways to get to the basket. She knows that she wants to get to the free throw line, so she's just taking her time and finding those gaps. Short. Here's Agnew. Nobody ever stops her in transition. Nobody picks her up. Then she turns it up, try to get to the basket, reach across the arm, get to the free throw line.
Agnew, number 2, got it. 1 out of 2, she's 2 out of 4. 33-29, Troubadours by 4. Midway third. A very fast-played game. Williams, take it strong, but miss. Rebound, Oliva, outlet to Forrester. Davis transition.
Forrester taking her time, trying to find those gaps. They're playing a great two-man game, her and Oliva.
Air ball from the corner by about 3 feet short on a miss by Arndt.
You see the Troubadours playing at a little bit faster pace now because Davis Devils have switched to a man-to-man. Here's Williams with the drive and just shoots over the top.
Well, it's easy for me to see how she scored 17 points 2 nights ago against Pleasant Grove. She's got 4 off the bench, a deep J, and that bank shot just now.
Definitely has to change the speeds. There's a lot of potential in that youth. That's why I see her on the floor right now.
Back to a 6-point St. Francis lead. Time out Davis. Correction. Let me amend that. Foul against St. Francis on Lopez.
Here's Williams with the attack. Quick step, wait, change of direction. Then just gets the floater off the back shot.
Well, a fearless guard, apparently. Just a freshman. So you might want to jot that one down. Sanaya Williams, number 1 for St. Francis.
Now, this is something different that we probably haven't seen. Both teams playing man-to-man. So now the game is picked up to a different pace. And we'll see how this affects the ball game going forward.
Forrester, the miss. At the other end, another long miss taken by Fleming Mullins of St. Francis, but they rebound. Here's another return jumper. Back rim, no, on the miss by Kitgus. Davis on the rebound, tied up. Forrester upset with that play. It's going to cost Davis a possession. There you see head coach Heather Highshoe of the Blue Devils.
Heather looking on at the Devils, wishing she could get that play back.
Williams to inbound, baseline right. Here's the cutter, goes there to Fleming Mullins. Now a handoff, they play catch. Loose ball. Seems like the Troubadours are getting to all of those tonight.
Troubadours are around. It's a hustle place. Extra hustle plays. Troubadours in it. Here they go. Have a hand in it again. Just trying to get jam-ups.
Forrester finally comes out of the pack. Up the floor with 2:25 to go in the third. Layup. Tough luck. It wobbles out, but she draws the foul.
And that's what Forrester is great at. Using those on-ball screens and coming off. Here she goes. She's getting these high screens. Okay, and then she's getting the opportunity to create. That shows you that she has strength off the dribble and she has shooting ability with Heather giving her those confident screens.
Second foul on Sanaya Williams. It places Forrester at the stripe for the first time this evening. And she drops number 1.
Forrester still showing that soft touch. Obviously can knock them down deep beyond the arc, but can get to the free throw line and sink the 2.
Four-year varsity standout for Heather Highshoe's ball club, and she drops a pair of free throws. 12 points on the night. And Davis pulls within 3. Williams has her layup blocked, but grabs it. feeds the cutter, Nicholas. That was very nicely done.
And here you go. Williams with the second effort, giving them another opportunity and then finding the cutter down the middle. Nichols finishing that around the rim, and that's what she wants to do. Very excited, giving her teammate a point. She's happy about that find.
Well, I'd say that's pretty good court vision right there. And we're in the midst of a full timeout after seeing that replay, and I have to say that this crowd has really turned out for these two high schools in excellent support for St. Francis and for Davis. There you have a look at the Blue Devils bench area. The crowd, of course, seated on the opposite side of Golden One Center here, home of the Sacramento Kings. And tonight, home for the hometown sports game of the week. Nice to have you with us. It's the first of two tonight. The nightcap will feature the Davis boys taking on Jesuit High School. The Marauders and Blue Devils both off to excellent starts. And we'll dig into that one a little bit deeper as time goes by. Right now, 2:13 left, late third. Still anyone's game, Lauren.
It is, and you see, this game like this shows true testament to Sacramento Kings and their work with the community, and as well as these two great fan bases with Davis and the Troubadours. It's great to see all these people out here supporting high school basketball.
Couldn't say it better. Davis basketball. Baseline inbound will come from Serena Beal, one of the two Beal sisters, her sister Maya on the bench. Now here's walking dribble from Alex Agnew, the junior lefty.
We're going to see some set execution off this timeout from Heather. Try to get into the play, but Guy Forster, wide open shot, just falling short.
Boy, oh boy, that was a bad miss. I wonder if her arm got tipped. Anyway, they're finished on this trip. Up the floor now, Williams being urged by Victor Pitton to commence action. Deep J, all glass. And again, the chancy rebound comes off to St. Francis, as they have managed to salvage those the entire game thus far.
And the Troubadours are just showing that they wanted a little bit more. They're getting those hands on those extra chances, whether they're tips or deflections. They're still getting their hands on the basketball, and that's the second effort.
Victor Pitton not happy about that turnover right there. 12 of them now committed by the Troubadours, 10 by Davis.
And the game is still close here, Will. You know, it's important that the Troubadours and the Devils keep fighting. But there you go, three banked in off the rim by Oliva.
That tightens things up even more. 37-35, stolen by Forrester.
Here's Forrester with a full head of steam. Great pass. Agnew just falling up short.
Out of bounds, apparently, to Davis.
And here's the Troubadours with a big-time sub. I think Coach Pitton, with his years of experience, understands in playing in an arena like this, your players are going to be fatigued, a little bit more tired than normal. So he's definitely making a full-man rotation with the 4 in and 4 out.
Davis inbound, broken up, intended for Forrester. It's a Davis turnover on the inbound. Tough luck for the Blue Devils.
And there you go, seeing the reward. When you have fresh legs out on the defensive end, you get stops, and they paid off immediately.
40 seconds to go in the third.
Great pass.
All alone inside, but a miss on the chippy by Logan Kelly.
Here's Oliva just showing her ability to go off the dribble, and she has amazing range.
Inbound layup, cashed in beautifully by Austin, and a terrible defensive breakdown on a baseline inbound play.
Blue Devils trying to find a way to get back on the board. It's about chipping away. So they're going to be patient, executing against this man-to-man defense.
Runner
again.
Missed by Oliva. Rebound pulled by Kelly. So the Troubadours, with 15 seconds to go, have a chance for a good look. Here it is. Deep range gunning is down, buried by Bagatellos, her third three. 3 seconds left. That ball deflected out. Davis will have an inbound opportunity, but the Troubadours substitute and bring in Ali Gage.
Here's Bagatolis again. This is just a wide open opportunity. Wide open, bang, she's shown her ability to knock it down.
Forrester on the run, a miss. And there is a third quarter buzzer. And with that, St. Francis 42-35 lead. We'll be right back. Do not wander off.
Did you know kids who play outdoors have healthier lungs?
Totally.
Did you know that boys that play with dolls make better husbands?
My son has lots of dolls.
But did you know terry cloth diapers breathe better?
I did.
It's totally true.
Oh, yeah.
Did you guys know statistically friendly kids have more friends?
Yeah.
That's obvious.
Did you know most people think they're using the right car seat for their kid, but they're not?
Parents who really know it all know for sure that their child is in the right seat. Visit safercar.gov/the-right-seat to make sure your child is protected.
By the numbers, St. Francis on top, having now forged a 7-point cushion on the strength of that late 3 ball by Nika Bagatellos. Largest lead of the night for St. Francis.
It's going to be important for Davis to come out here and either get a bucket or get a stop. I don't think Heather's looking for anything amazing. She just wants them to play themselves and be consistent right now going into this last stretch of it.
Here's Oliva. She's been the scoring leader so far for Davis, but has taken an awful lot of shots in managing that 16 points. Deep J on the way. Not this time. Another Oliva miss. One and done. Transition, 2-on-3. Got it. Screaming layup by Nicholas.
Waved off by the travel. So took an extra step there.
Forrester letting the ball roll, salvaging a few extra seconds. Turnover number 4 here in the second half by St. Francis. High degree of difficulty there on the Agnew drive, but she'll make it to the foul line after being hacked by Megan Austin, her first.
And Agnew's finding her niche here. In the second half, she's definitely found the ability to put the ball on the ground, get those opportunities to get to the basket, and it's helping them out, stopping the clock and giving us an opportunity to score. Here's Agnew again, just driving baseline, getting hacked by a few Troubadours, but getting to the line.
Well, she's 3 out of 6 from the stripe. Up the floor, beat the defense, a layup, no good off the bottom of the board, taken and missed by Austin. Oliva
Troubadours giving the Devil some breaks
2
here.
and 2, got it. 42-37, Davis within arm's reach. Nicholas a miss, 1 and done. Here they come again, Forrester with the rock. Oliva, miss green light.
Leave it with the spin.
She's feeling it. Wild off the glass, out of bounds to St. Francis.
And here's Oliva pushing in transition. When you have the green light, you know how to find those gaps, and then that length, again, that length is giving her the opportunity to float it over the top. Here's Davis with that full court pressure, mixing it up here.
And we haven't seen much of that, and I think it's probably to conserve energy of those guards for Heather Highshoe. But here in the fourth quarter early, 6:45 to go, this might help the Blue Devils. We'll see.
Definitely trying to use it to their advantage, something that they're good at.
Break the press, some wild pass work. Feed low, Kelly a layup, got it.
Troubadours handling it with ease. Here comes Agnew pushing in transition. Doesn't see anything, so she pulls back.
44-38. Oliva leading all scorers with 19 points. Muscles in and misses again. On the run, rebound, one player back. It's Forrester chasing Nicholas.
Nicholas shoots over the top, finds one. It's Pitton on the timeout here.
A full timeout as the Troubadours stretch their lead, and we'll step back and exhale ourselves. Don't wander off.
One in 6 seniors faces the threat of hunger, and millions more live in isolation.
America, let's do lunch.
Drop off a hot meal and say a quick hello. Volunteer for Meals on Wheels by donating your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org.
Well, St. Francis has made the most of their opportunities, and they've had too many easy buckets like that. Cashed in first by Kelly, and now here comes Nicholas down the slot. Easy money despite the defense by Forrester.
Davis here on the inbound. Coming in with a set play right here, coming off the timeout.
Just underway here in the fourth quarter, 6 minutes to go. But Davis fighting an uphill battle, trailing now 46-38.
Blue Devils got to find a spark here. It's either got to come on the offensive end or the defensive end. But they definitely, at the 5-minute mark right here, need to find a spark so they can get out of this valley.
Forrester trying to break down the defense, pulls up, fires, and misses short. Rebound tapped away. Again, the Troubadours have their hands on it. Push it up the floor, 2-on-3. And steady up now. Ball goes out on the perimeter to Pank. Handling the ball, number 5. Drive, draw, dish. A miss from the corner.
Troubadours with the second chance. Troubadours again.
Want to remind you that at the conclusion of our game, we'll be naming the outstanding players for each team. Rick Stewart, maybe getting an interview with them, and there you see the left-handed shot. Fleming Mullins, her first hoop. As the Troubadours stretch out, screaming layup, Agnew got it right back.
Agnew doing what she does best.
Here's a held ball tie-up, possession arrow to Davis.
Great find in the rim.
Mia Fleming Mullins with the bucket.
Here's Agnew again, just getting to the rim.
Got slapped in the face, no call. Should have been a and one. Arendt backs out to three-point range. Now gets the ball off to Serena Beal, but here's a steal.
Crucial turnover
and
right there.
stolen right back. Arendt feeds the high post. A lot of contact, no call, turnover Davis. Some sloppy play right now. 4:20 to go. We're nearing midway fourth. Troubadours on top, but the lead is not safe, but that will help fatten it up a little bit. Back-to-back buckets by Fleming Mullins. Largest lead, 50-40, St. Francis.
Here's Oliva receiving the high screen. Trying to find a gap, just not getting it there. She goes, turns the corner. Way to get the floater over the top, just falling short.
Ten-point cushion for the Troubadours. Let's see how they handle it. Again, playing without arguably their top player, Jackie Korwitz, saddled with an injury. Baseline layup, trickles home on the bucket by Jory Keitges. 10 points off the bench for her. And they stretch their largest lead now to 52-40.
Oliva again trying to find those gaps, and then there it goes short. I think she's lost her wind here.
It looks like it. Fatigue setting in, and head coach Heather Highshoe walking down that Davis sideline.
I want to say a technical was just attributed to Oliva.
It's her third foul. They do call a T, and there you see Heather Highshoe.
Not happy at all about that call. Best player got to control her emotions, definitely right here when the game's still possible. So she got to control those emotions, definitely as a veteran.
Now she's getting a further explanation from umpire Sarah Heisey. Free throw in and out, taken by Kaigas. That's the first free throw of the second half for St. Francis, a complete flip from the first half, while Davis has had 8 free throw attempts.
Here we go again. The Troubadours making some moves. 3 players in, 3 players out. St. Francis will get the ball on the side.
Kelly to inbound, midcourt. Over and back looking to me, but far be it from me to call that one. 3:10 to go. Flip side of quarter number 4. St. Francis turnover. 15 of them.
Agnew finds
DJ, pow! Forrester. Time out Davis.
And Forrester needed that bucket. So did the Davis Blue Devils. They needed a bucket right there, definitely to help them with momentum. Heather calls a timeout so she can set something up. And there's the Blue Devil fans. They have came out in numbers, and I'm extremely excited.
They have come out in numbers, Lauren. And what I thought before that St. Francis would have a larger edge, it looks pretty equal to me.
It does. It's showing in here. See the Troubadour fans over there in the red and gold, and it's a great balance.
That's the only edge St. Francis may have in cheering support is their vaunted, what do they call that again? The crazy Troubies.
And there they go. They're super excited to be here.
Well, this isn't the end of it for the hometown sports game of the week. Up next, yes, the boys' version of this Delta League duel. Davis High taking on the Jesuit Marauders shortly after the conclusion of this game. And both of those squads also won their Delta League opener, coming in off momentum. Sanaya Williams. Here's a steal. Forrester's got it.
It was just full court press helping them out there. They needed that after the timeout.
Slapped out of there by Williams, but the Blue Devils will hold on to the rock after Serena Beal got her jumper slapped.
Definitely a freshman on the floor for a reason right now, that big-time block. She shows why Coach Pitton has a lot of confidence in her.
So Kelly out. Back in Nicholas after a momentary breather. Here's Forrester working on Gabby Lopez. Picks up a screen from Scouter, and the layup canned by Forrester.
2 big buckets for Forrester. She needed those. Momentum and confidence. She needed those 2 buckets. So here she goes again on the defensive end. Trying to get another stop.
Here's
Great
a turnover on the run. Agnew's got it. Sloppy ball handling by St. Francis. 53-45, 8-point Troubadours lead.
Turnover there was rough.
And a foul spotted against Davis, I'm assuming here. And Agnew's going to get clipped for the foul, her third.
Loving the effort going down in the last 2 minutes here. Both teams fighting, and that's what we were talking about, that Delta League battle is these teams know the importance in score, and they also know the importance in getting this win tonight.
Hey, Ro, I want to change that player of the game for Davis. Oliva is out and Forrester is in. Number 1, Kelsey Forrester.
Here you go, Davis getting the opportunity here.
Time getting tight, less than 2 minutes. Down! Forrester, another bomb.
3 big buckets.
8 points for Forrester in the last flurry here. 20 for the game. Inside, Nicholas fouled by Agnew, who disputes the call. 4 fouls on Agnew. Nicholas tough inside.
It was a great finish around the basket. She has found her way to get to that free throw line and finish. She's shooting a higher percentage definitely around that rim, so she's happy she's getting to the free throw line.
So Nicholas to the stripe with 1:40 to go, trying to stretch that Troubadour lead, and does. Well, she's been outstanding this evening, but Williams, an uncalled for foul. Call it a freshman mistake if you want to. That was unnecessary. It stops the clock, but a non-shooting foul. Agnew will inbound near side for the Blue Devils. 1:37 to go. 56-48. Troubadours on top. Substitution Troubs. Starting guard Lauren Pank into the ball game, replacing the freshman Williams. So bonus free throwing now for Serena Beal and the Blue Devils. And she drops number 1. She'll get the bonus.
Davis is appreciating these free throws right now. Getting an opportunity to score without the clock moving.
2 out of 2. 56-50. 2-possession game with 1.5 minutes to go. Backcourt pressure again shown by the Blue Devils.
Troubadour's been doing a good job of kind of just handling it, just trying to get across, but not make too many risky mistakes or too many risky plays.
Davis gambling on the perimeter, trying to come up with a steal here without fouling. Kick out, long-range J on the way. A miss from deep outside and tapped out of bounds by the Troubadours Austin after the miss from Bagatellos. Substitution St. Francis. Williams back in. Pank out. That was fast.
See Coach Pitton here maybe doing a little offense-defense here. Working in, getting his starting guard in so she can help with the offense, and then getting Williams in there for the defensive presence.
Agnew handling, pulls up. Time getting tight now for the Blue Devils. 1:05 to go. 56-50. Troubs by 6. Forrester fires on the run. Not this time. Off balance. Tapped out. Controlled by Davis. Kick out. Jump shot on the way. Missed. Nice rebounding effort there by Agnew, and Nicholas banged into her hard. And I'm not wearing a striped shirt, but I would be inclined to call that the same way. Let's take a look at it.
Here's Agnew. She just got the advantage because she crashed the boards hard. She wanted it more, and they gave her the reward for going out there and fighting it. Great hustle.
Agnew, her 4th trip to the line, each time to shoot 2. She's 4 out of 7. Substitution, Oliva back, Beal out. For St. Francis, Pank in, Williams out.
There's all that Davis fans. It's kind of getting closer, so now you hear the Davis crowd making a little noise here, making a little pressure for the Troubadours.
Agnew drops a pair. Things getting a little tighter. 56-52. St. Francis by 4. 40 seconds to go. Forrester nearly comes up with a steal.
Forrester putting in that second effort as a senior guard. She knows the importance of this game, and definitely winning in Golden 1 always makes it sweeter.
Pank shoves it in. 38 seconds to go. Loose ball on the floor, stolen away. What an effort by Agnew.
Forrester with the rock. Of course, she was going to find a way to get it.
They need points in a hurry. Feed inside. Oliva Gets a return pass. What you gonna do? 20 seconds to go. Forrester, long range J. Over and off, tough luck, no good. Nicholas, a clutch rebound, fouled by Agnew. And I believe that's number 5 on the junior guard.
Definitely a series of unfortunate events. Those Davis fans are still up, though, at their feet. Coach Pitton just trying to get through this last 13 seconds, wanting this team to take care of the basketball. A lot of communication. Davis bench definitely in tune to the game. And that just shows you the credit to the Delta League basketball. Great performance by both two teams, fighting to the end.
Aside from a Serena Beal free throw, the big 3 for Davis have scored 51 of their 52, including 20 from Forrester, 19 from Oliva, 11 from Agnew.
Sounds like every statement of a big 3. And they definitely came in to punch it. Just not enough to get over that hump. Hopefully they can get a break here, this last 11.
Lauren Pank drops the first. Get a bonus. And Heather Highshoe of the Davis Blue Devils is calling for a time. It will not be allowed here in between the free throws. 11.7 left on the clock. This might do it for St. Francis. Still calling for a timeout. This time she gets it, and she wants a full. So the setup here with 11.7, 58-52. St. Francis by half a dozen. 2-possession game, 11.7. What can Heather be telling her Blue Devils right now?
Heather's just trying to get a play-in right now. Play-in to get a bucket. And hopefully a stop on the Troubadour end, understanding that they got a big 3 and they're deadly in scoring. So the Troubadours are probably talking about defense right now, how to take care of the ball.
Well, here's what's coming up for Davis. They are going to visit Sheldon, then visit Franklin, and then they'll be in mid-January at the Martin Luther King Showcase taking on national powerhouse St. Mary's of Stockton. On the other side of the ledger, St. Francis has their 3 games logged, but don't forget, we've got a nightcap tonight here at the Golden One Center, the boys' version of this Davis battle taking on Jesuit High School and another Delta League clash coming up shortly here on Access Sacramento's Hometown Sports Game of the Week. Davis inbound, it goes to Forrester, 10 seconds, 9 seconds, they double her. Goes to Oliva, take it to the paint, running layup, missed, whistling a foul. Victor Pitton cannot be happy about that, but it's going to be called on starting guard Lauren Pank. First foul. 19 fouls now. However, it's going to be Christina Oliva at the stripe to shoot 2 and drops number 1.
Here's Oliva driving to the rim, just trying to get some contact. Falls short, but she gets to the line.
So Oliva trying to clean up the second of 2 free throws, and boy, Victor Pitton is barking from that St. Francis bench. 2 out of 2. 58-54, long pass. Finally shagged there by Bagatellos. She's tied up, no whistle, no foul. There's the ball game. What a thriller. 58-54. St. Francis holds on to stop a valiant Davis Blue Devils ball club to win it by 4 in what I consider one heck of a Delta League battle.
Definitely was. I think both teams showed that they're the top dogs and they want to compete, and that's how it is every night in the Delta. So they definitely put out a great outing tonight, and both teams have a great potential. Being this is the second game of league, the team showed some bright spots on both sides, so excited to see what they'll do for the rest of the season.
Indeed, bright spots galore for head coach Heather Highshoe. She's going to need to find another scorer in there besides the big 3, but we have selected our players of the game, and I think we've got a couple of dandies. For Davis High School, senior guard four-year varsity standout, Kelsey Forrester, 20 points on the evening, sparking that late surge. And for St. Francis, Marley Nicholas coming up big tonight for Victor Pitten's outfit. Let's see, 10, 14, 16, 17 for Nicholas to lead the way there. So that takes care of our opening telecast in the first of two here at the Golden One Center. There you see a tight one in a Delta League battle, 58-54, as St. Francis prevails over Davis High School. Don't wander off. We'll have our nightcap coming up shortly. Davis High boys taking on the Jesuit Marauders. We'll be right back. Okay, that's it in our opening telecast here from Golden One as St. Francis prevails over Davis, 58-54 for Lauren Goodman, Rick Stewart, Game Director Ronisia Harris, and the entire Hometown Sports Game of the Week broadcast crew. I'm Will James. We thank you for joining us tonight and look forward to seeing you just around the corner coming up in our nightcap. So long, everyone.
This program from Access Sacramento's Hometown Sports Game of the Week is available for purchase on DVD. For more information, call Access Sacramento, 916-456-8600, extension 0. This has been a Hometown Sports Game of the Week broadcast from Access Sacramento. This program is funded in part by a grant from the Sacramento Metropolitan Cable Television Commission.